Hey Leo, welcome to Wild Pearl Tarot. Today we're going to be doing a timeless tarot and oracle reading for you, asking what's coming towards you. Whenever you see this, that's when you're meant to find it. Of course, be discerning. You have free will. Don't give all your power away to tarot. We're going to get a couple cards out. I'll give you a general read on the energy, and then we'll unpack all the details. And if you could please hit the like button or the hype button on your way in, that'd be wonderful. The hype button is something that YouTube just rolled out. It allows smaller channels like my own to get pushed up in the algorithm. And so I encourage you to do that for all the channels you love. We only get 3 a week, I know, but too bad we don't get more. But I just think it's great because it actually, it empowers you quite a bit. Each one makes a big difference. Lots of wands, a lot of power. We have the Emperor, we have the World. This is gonna be fun reading. But first, let's start with our oracle reading. You got the message of the dove. This is the Divine Feather Messenger deck. If you like to collect oracle cards, feel and allow a deeper sense of peace to fill you now. This is a divine quality. Nice. So we start with the Queen of Rods, which is your energy. And this is an extroverted energy, particularly on this card. And this will be general. I'm going to unpack why your energy is coming up. It is possible that it could be somebody else. We don't know enough yet, but because roles can be reversed. But let me tell you a little bit about the Queen of Rods. Very confident appearing. And in fact, their confidence can set the pace in a group. It can raise the bar. It can bring up the confidence of others. You know what I mean? They are great interfacing for companies. They are great representing a group of people or a company or even themselves. They like nice things. Yeah, very Leo-esque, right? So we'll find out a little bit more about why this Queen of Rods is out here, but I want to go to the Emperor. The Emperor is authority, and this combination is very compelling because it's suggesting that you hold a lot of power. There's a feeling of you're gaining momentum, gaining power, gaining respect. So the Emperor is not a demonstrative authority. It's a natural leadership, and it's taking life in a direction confidently. This is particularly around Two of Wands, making new plans. And it's important to note that it's not really time to act on these plans yet. The Two of Wands is about the brainstorming process, the checks and balances, the pros and cons lists. Because what's coming, this is why it's such a fun reading, you guys. It's very like bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. If a reading can be bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. The World card is one of the most positive major arcana tarot cards, talking about closing an old chapter of life, an old cycle, and starting something really beautiful and new. There's a wholesomeness to it because the way you're starting it is, it's like you're starting it the right way. You're getting you're getting anything wrapped up that you need to get wrapped up, and you're not leaving anything open or left out. And you are starting something new. So let's unpack this a little bit. This is very forward moving. It's very futuristic. It's very much, excuse me, take the bull by the horns, take control of your life. So I feel like the reason why we're starting with Queen of Rods, your energy, kind of circles back to your oracle card. Feel and allow a deeper sense of peace to fill you now. This is a divine quality. Read between the lines, right? One of the reasons we feel peace in the first place is one, like the storm feels that it's blown over. Sure, that could apply to somebody's life, but also the sense that we don't have to claw our way in competition to express who we are. And that's kind of coming through your reading as a sense of peace with yourself, that you're being seen for who you are, that there's a certain amount of respect around you, and that you're at peace with where you're going in life. So Queen of Rods, tell me more about Queen of Rods for my Leos. Flipping, we've got the King of Cups. We'll just take notes since the King did not fly out, the Four of Pentacles did. You're focused on your work. You are actually, a lot of you guys are saving money, but you're coming out of apathy, any kind of place where you felt kind of a disinterest or a boredom in your life. This could have even been a specific offer that you rejected. But the Four of Pentacles, funny enough, there's a slight contradiction here. Because while you are like loosening your, how should I say this? You are kind of relaxing into your life and growing more interested in an area of focus, Eight of Pentacles. The slight contradiction is you're also being very discerning with where you put your money or your energy. Pentacles can stand for what we hold value, where we hold value. So this can be money, but it can also be money, time, and energy, right? So you're being discerning with who and what you spend your time and energy on, but at the same time becoming more loose and open to what life has to offer you, specifically around your work. It could be a project, it could be your company, it could be, but this is deep focus on what you're doing. And as you're moving forward and working and being discerning with where you put your energy, here she is, she wants to say hi. You're gathering that momentum that I'm talking about. So now let's talk about this. I kind of want her to hang with us, but if she's gonna be a butt, like literally, there you go, girl. You just settle in. Okay, the Emperor. What is this Emperor for my Leos? She's an Aries. She competes with you a little bit. She wants the attention. She just wants to be part of your glow, that's all. She's like a younger sibling. How interesting that you got the Emperor with the Empress in reverse and then the King of Wands. Okay, this is about, I think you're getting the ship back on course. You recognized that at one point, the direction that your ship, that could be your relationship, it could be your business, it feels kind of more like it's work, or your career, it could be you're representing an entity or a business. Either way, you recognize at one point, hey, this is going in the wrong direction. It's going towards lack. It's going towards a money loss, or, this is not looking good for the bigger picture. This is the opposite of abundance, Empress card in reverse. That's why you're stepping up. You're basically stepping into the control seat, taking the reins and being your very Leo-y self. That's our King of Wands. To right this ship, as they say. You are correcting the course. Very interesting. And where is it leading? 10 of Cups. So what does this all mean so far? Stepping back, like you are on track, Leo. I love telling you that. And as that makes sense, as you have this deep focus and hard work, kind of course correcting, you're coming out of a place of boredom in your life or disinterest, a rut. And at the same time, you are being discerning. You're not overspending. This is not the time for that. That's part of the course correction. Now I understand. Okay. That works into why the Empress is upside down for some reason and attached to the King, or excuse me, attached to the Emperor and the King of Wands. You're looking at your future. I'm just proud of you. I think this is cool. And actually it'd be really fun to be around you at this point, to be kind of in your close inner circle, because the people around you are starting to see a very Leo-y side to you. And some of you guys lead with that. And some of you guys, it's a side that doesn't come out as often, but it's there. Watching you do your thing. Two of Rods, making fresh plans. Oh my gosh, the World for the second time. So this is leading right into our World over here, but it's clarified with the World. What that means is this is a time for expansion. It's a time for brainstorming, thinking outside the box, and communications or travel distances from you. So you might even be communicating with people that live a distance from you, and considering like widening that bubble we spoke about. Tell me more about this. I love this reading. The Wheel of Fortune. There's a sense of karma, but good karma, like this is the wheel turning, new events. You know, sometimes when we do tarot, we're finding people at the end of a chapter. You hear that all the time. You're reaching the end of a chapter. The World card talks about that. Or you're reaching this pause. It's like a stalemate, or it's a time for considering your life and evaluating. You are not in those places. I'm catching you at a time of major transition, of like the wheel is turning, the ship is going full steam ahead, and it's exciting. I love it. The Wheel of Fortune talks about good news coming towards you. It's change. Each day is going to look different than the next. It's an exciting time to catch a Leo. Sticking by your guns, standing by your convictions, knowing what you want. As you move forward, you're getting a clearer. I like that. I don't know if you saw this, but the lighting on the camera just went and just brightened up. And it's exactly a perfect metaphor for what we're talking about. She wants to be part of it too. Consider this, that what you least expect to find, being delight and happiness and kind of miracle energy, you're going to find where you least expect it is just around the corner. And it has something to do with you sticking by your guns, believing in yourself, and 7 of Wands, fighting off any doubts. That's a natural thing for doubts to maybe occur, creep up. Maybe somebody says something and it's just rolling right off your shoulders. It's not making you waver. And in fact, the more you stick by those convictions, the more likely you're going to be surprised. The more likely you are to be surprised about what's around the corner. The World card talks about divine partnership. Interesting. Wait, what's this Page of Wands? Wow. You're learning something new about a partnership here. It was, this feels like, this partnership, and I say partnership because it's not going to be romantic for everybody. This whole reading feels very much life purpose and work and career. But for some people, their life purpose, and a lot of Leos, their life purpose is their relationships and their connections to others. And growing in those areas. Okay, so this partnership could have gotten really stuck. In fact, you've already dipped a toe in stuckness. What's actually happening, and might be that Page of Cups delightful surprise, is that you're actually leveling up in a partnership. This is 2 of Cups with the Page of Wands in reverse. There was a closed-mindedness. It was a lack of excitement, enthusiasm in a partnership at one point. But with the 2 of Cups, that's not just any partnership or any kind of friendship or relationship. This is like soulmate. This is divine partnership. And what's actually happening is there's an observation here that's made of like, we're stuck. This is limited. We've kind of walked ourselves into a corner here around our future, around what could be possible, our plans, what we've been doing, it's grown stagnant. And so that's where there's this big Judgment card comes out, where we've hit a wall in our growth and we're like, oh, maybe it's not the end, maybe it's the beginning of a new era, a new evolution. I always compare the Judgment card to going from crawling to walking. We hit a point in our growth where we're like, this no longer will suffice. I'm realizing that I'm not supposed to crawl all my life. It was perfect for a while, but now it's time to start standing up and taking my first steps. And it comes with bumps and scrapes and bruises, but I would never trade it for a single day. Because now I can dance, I can jump, I can run. Okay, so that's this point you've reached in the relationship. And that's where the world, when there's this recognition, that's when the world kicks into gear. There's a major expansion. Something is actually there's a shoe that has to drop here. There's another part of the story. There's something that possibly was a secret. Maybe it was a deception. It was something that maybe you or the other person were keeping in the shadows. And that is coming to light. And that is a huge component as to why this survives, why this actually takes the next step into the evolution rather than grow stagnant and wither away. So it's being honest about something. Now, the Seven of Swords is deception, but when you get it upside down, it's coming out of deception. This is a confession. This is sharing one's fears. The Moon card, sharing something that's maybe been going on in the background, in the subconscious, but it's maybe always been there. And it gives, what's amazing about it, Leo, is that it brings everything to the forefront. What matters, what doesn't. It also shows, it highlights, this is a flashlight. It highlights everything you've been through in this relationship up until now. It's the Seven of Pentacles. This is your pause, the evaluation that you both do of your relationship, where it's going. It's kind of like, do we throw in the towel, or no, is this a moment where we get a chance to grow? So oftentimes with these confessions or moments where something's revealed, we get truth, and then we get to evaluate. And this looks like you guys blossom because of that evaluation, because now everything's on the table. I love this for you. I'm going to leave it here. Say hi in the comments if you'd like for me to pray for you, if you'd like others to pray for you. That is always an offer. And please consider liking or hyping. Take good care.